Welcome to the June Ask Away. It is June 26th, 626. If you're a Lilo and Stitch fan, welcome. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're also welcome here too. I really wasn't a Lilo and Stitch fan when I was growing up. I don't know when that first came out. I feel like I was probably a teenager, maybe in college. I have no idea. But I remember feeling like I was too old for that show or movie. I think it started off as a show, and I never really got into it. But it's 626 today, and we are answering questions. And when I say we, I mean all of us collectively are answering questions through my voice today. And I am answering your questions. I have a few that y'all have sent in through social media, here on Patreon, all the places, DMs and whatnot. But if you're watching live, if you're here live on 626, you can send your questions into the chat, and then I will answer them right away. But yeah, if you don't know what this is, if you're tuning in live and you're like, I don't know, I saw John was live, so I'm here. Or if you're listening to this in July, whenever this hits Spotify and YouTube and all of those places, then the Ask Away is a time for you to ask questions and for me to answer them. And they can be literally anything. It does not have to be business related, does not have to be photography related. However, they typically are, because those are the questions that you typically have. Unless like last month you were asking about like pepperoni pineapple on pizza. Which is kind of business related, business food and all that. So I'm going to jump right into it. And, oh no, where are my questions? Oh, I put them on the computer this time. Okay. First question we got is from Candace. Candace asks, how do I get leads to reply to my emails? I feel you, Candace. It's, ghosting has always been an issue. It's been a thing for years and years. But it definitely has been, I feel like a bigger deal, more common the last 2 or 3 years, where people will inquire, and then you get back to them, and then they're just like, bye. Not even that. They're just dead silence, like a ghost. Is that where that comes from? It's dead silent like a ghost? No, they leave like a ghost. I don't know where that actually comes from. But they just turn into a ghost, and they peace out. They're just like, I'm a ghost. I can fly through walls. What am I doing here? But yeah, ghosting has been an issue. I would say it's a few different things. It could be a few different things. First, I would look at your front-facing content, your website and your social media. Are you portraying yourself well, accurately? Because if you're not, if people don't really get your vibe, don't really get your style, don't really get your pricing range, then they have to inquire to get that. But if they can really understand you and hear from you on your website and on social media, then that pre-qualifies them as a good lead whenever they send in that contact form. Otherwise, you're just getting anyone and everyone, and you may be getting a ton of leads and feeling like, this is great. I love all of these leads. But then 9 out of 10 of them ghost you. And it's just like, this is so annoying. When maybe a lot of those are could be pre-qualified to where they're seeing your style more clearly on your website. They're seeing a pricing range on your website, and they're feeling like, okay, yeah, we're looking for a $1,500 photographer, not a $7,000 photographer. So we're not even going to inquire. because that's not even like we can't even stretch our budget to that. And those clients are looking for completely different things too. But yeah, I would say start with that. And if you're good there, if you're like, John, I'm great. People know exactly who I am. They know exactly my price range. I am very transparent with my pricing on my website, and your brand does really well. Then I would check your email if you have like a good CRM that tracks when people open your emails, what links they click, how many times they open the emails, all those things. I love doing that and just seeing like, ooh, hey, they opened that up like 2 minutes after I sent it to them. That's really great to know. I would check that. And if they're not opening it up, and if it's just like it's been delivered, then it could be going to their spam, and that could be something to check with your email service provider. If you're going through Gmail, or if you have like your own, was it Candace at CandacePhoto.com, then you're probably okay there. But yeah, I would check that. And then another thing, people are not always responsive in their emails. I know that I am not in my personal email. It keeps growing. And like, I will get into my personal email, and I will just go to the search bar and just search whoever I'm looking for. So you could have emailed my personal email 7 months ago, and I would not have known, unless it's just like one of those days where I just happen to be scrolling through, and like in the sea of all the Domino's pizza and the Old Navy and the so many things that I have tried to unsubscribe to. So many times I have tried unsubscribing. I've tried saying, send me fewer emails. And it's just, everything is just packed in that email. That could be happening to your clients as well, especially if you notice that it's like their personal email and not, if they're like a wedding couple where it's like, whatever names wedding, their names wedding 2027. And then you're like, okay, obviously this is all going to be pretty easy to see. But some people are not as responsive in email. So getting a second line of communication with them, like a phone number, is great. I know some people don't like to give out phone numbers. I have that as an optional on my contact form. If they want to give me a phone number, that's great. Most people do, because it's there. And you can even go one step further and have like a little toggle on there of email, like ask for their email, ask for their phone number, and then have a question of what is your preferred method of communication? And then they can say, oh, I prefer to text or talking on the phone. Who does that? But like they can then give you that preference. So you can still send the email, but if they prefer to text, then you can send the email and then just send a text and be like, hey, I just sent you over some info. Take a look at it, and feel free to text me back when you want to chat about that. Also, whenever I do receive their phone number, I will send them an email address. Nope. I will send them my initial inquiry email. I'll send that out. And then probably like 10 minutes later, an hour later, something like that, whenever I get around to it, I will then text their phone number and be like, hey, it's John with All Heart Photography. I just sent over some pricing info to your website, your email address. I have a template on my phone. It's so much better than me trying to figure this out. But yeah, like I sent over some info. Check it out. Would love to chat with you. If you have any questions, you can also text me right here. And most of the time they're just like, oh, I just saw that. I love that. We're looking at this collection. I'm going to set up a time to chat in the next couple of days. And that's great. That also kind of helps if they're anything like me, where they open the email on their phone and they're just like, I'm going to get back to this on my computer later today. And then they don't. And then it's just 6 days later, they're like, I needed to get back to that email. That's my bad. I'm much better in my business emails, though. If any clients are watching this, they're like, John, but you're always so responsive. I try to be with business emails. But yeah, I would try that, Candace. Hopefully that's helpful for your clients. And if not, if you're still getting ghosted, feel free to reach out to me or send in another question. Be like, hey, I tried this. Let's try something else. Have you ever learned something that you feel like you learned way too late in life? I feel like that guy from Instagram who's like, here's something I didn't know until my 30s, because here is something I didn't know until I was in my 30s. Your savings account can actually make you money. And I'm not talking about like traditional savings accounts that are making you like 0.01 to 0.3% interest, just pennies. That's pennies, people. I'm talking 1.5 to over 4% interest. It doesn't sound like much, but if you're talking numbers, let's say you have like $5,000 in your savings account for taxes at the end of the year, that's the difference between accruing $15 and $200 extra dollars. Now, this is a high yield savings account. I've talked about these a few times on the podcast, but now I have partnered with SoFi to bring you a little extra money. Whenever you start your free high yield savings account through SoFi, they will deposit an extra $25 in there for you for free. That's literally free money. And yes, this high yield savings account is just like a normal savings account where you can access your money. You don't have to like wait for 7 to 10 business days until you can get anything out. It's a normal savings account, except you're making more money. So go to allheartphoto.com/SoFi. That's allheartphoto.com/SOFI and let your money make you money. Next question. Ben asked, does it hurt? Wait. Okay. He asked, does it hurt? All the time, Ben. Does it hurt your SEO to use AI written copy? Great question. Yeah, actually, I mean, kind of. It depends. I don't know. Things are changing so much these days. But I know that like whenever you Google something now, they have like that whole AI summary of whatever question that you asked, which if you have a really great SEO, you get in that summary. It's fantastic. It's great. I was recently at a conference and they were like, go into ChatGPT and then search for like your area wedding photographer with like your niches and stuff, or like something that a client would actually search for. So I was looking for, sorry, my 8-year-old just came up to my door and held up a piece of chocolate and was like, can I eat this? So sure, why not? Have fun out there while I'm recording. But yes, there's searching for what your client would look for in AI and then see if you pop up. Thankfully, I did. I was like in the top 3, which actually I was number 1. And one of my other friends was in the top 3, and I sent them a screenshot. But it's AI is going through the websites and the copy and everything, and AI can search AI. Like they can detect AI and they can see like, ooh, this is AI. I don't know if it really hurts your SEO though. But I would recommend not doing it. I love AI in some ways. Don't quote me on don't clip that out. John said he loves AI. That can be a controversial take these days. I do love water, and I also use AI sometimes. But I'm not turning myself into like a sexy Santa person. I don't know. That was like really, so many people were doing that around Christmas time. So with the AI copy, I always recommend, if you are using Claude, ChatGPT, any of these AI models to write copy for you, use it for ideation. Use it for I want to write about this, or I want to convey this in this way, or whatever, in this voice. And then it writes it out. And then you take what it wrote and then you rewrite it into your voice and take out those M dashes. It is a dead giveaway that you were using ChatGPT. I would do that. Just rewrite it, and rewriting what AI wrote will help to where you're not going to be like flagged as AI and possibly not moved up in those SEO rankings. But again, I'm also not an SEO. I know a lot about traditional SEO. I'm learning a lot about the AI SEO, or AEO, I believe it's called. Putting together a whole episode about that here in the next couple months. So stay tuned. Subscribe wherever you're listening to this. Thanks for that, Ben. Next question. Marcia, or Marcia, possibly. I'm going to go with Marcia. I'm going to say Marcia. How do you keep up with work as a work from home parent? Oh, this is this is a question, Marcia. As a work from home parent, as a business owner, I think it was I think possibly Jamie Tobin was on the show. I think we talked about this. If it wasn't our full topic of the show, we definitely touched on this about being a stay-at-home, work-from-home parent, and how your business. Oh, it may have been Alex McCrary now. I don't know. It was one of those ladies from Cameras and Car Seats. But anyway, listen to both of those. It's in there somewhere. And we as business owners, we go through different seasons. You have your busy season, you have your slow seasons, you have the roller coaster of entrepreneurship, and parenthood is also the same. Right now, as I'm recording this, as you already know, it's Stitch Day. It's 626, and it's right in the middle of summer, and the kids are at home. My 8-year-old just came to the window and asked for some candy. So it's a different season than, let's say, October. Because also here in Texas, it is crazy hot and not a lot of weddings are happening. In October, it's starting to cool off. A lot of weddings are happening. It is one of the busiest months, but also the kids are in school, and I'm able to designate a lot more of my midweek days to editing any emails and following up with stuff. So I would say look at your life, look at your seasons, and just see where you are right now. What is heavy in this season of life right now? Is it kids? Because it's summertime. Are they away at camp maybe, and it's not so heavy with kid duties. Gross. But kind of assess your seasons, and don't try to cram a schedule that worked for you when the kids were in school, or when you had a reliable babysitter, or when it was a slower time for business. Don't try to cram that schedule into whatever season you're in right now. As entrepreneurs, we're liquid. We're floating around. Everything is changing. That's part of the joy of and excitement of being an entrepreneur, is everything changes. And this week is going to look different than next week. And this week was supposed to be VBS for my kids. And I was like, I'm going to get so much done because I'm going to have like 3 hours, like 2.5, every single day that I can designate to work. And then on the second day, on the way there, one of my kids threw a book at the other one and like busted her eye. So then she stayed at home with me and I did very little work. And then, things happen. So adjust and just be like, okay, I may have to do some work tonight, or I may have to cut back on the being a present parent as much, still be a present parent, but maybe not as much. Maybe I'm not going to the park as a family. Maybe you're letting your partner take them to the park and you're like, I'm going to have to stay home for this week. I'm going to have to stay home. Y'all enjoy, go play for an hour. I'm going to get through all of my emails. I'm going to schedule out all of this stuff so I don't have to work this evening during movie night or whatever. But yeah, just kind of look at your season and what is life looking like right now and how can you do what you need to do. Also, don't be afraid to ask for help. We are often solopreneurs, but we can also reach out and just be like, hey, I need some help. Can we like get together with your other work from home friends and go to the park with your laptops and let the kids play, and they're playing together with their friends or possibly new friends that they just met, and you're able to sit there and maybe focus for 15 minutes. Cindy asked, I want to do more fine art details, but my photos fall flat. How do you shoot luxury details? I don't know if I'm the best person to ask that, honestly, Cindy, because I'm not a huge details person. I do love them though, and I'm getting more into shooting the details. I was very focused on like everything has to be emotion. Everything has to be like I have to have a face or hands in every single photo, which I do love that for detail photos, like with earrings, with a necklace, instead of just having like a necklace on a jewelry bowl. It's like that's pretty, it's cool, but doing a close-up detail of that necklace, like as like with the neckline of the dress, or over their hand, and then you get the ring in there or something. But like for fine art is like there's a whole genre there. There's a whole really mindset that goes behind fine art. I would say look for light. A lot of times whenever our photos fall flat is because it's very flat light. We do flat lays and they're all flat. Speaking of Jamie Tobin again, what's up, Jamie? Just going to give you all the shout outs this episode. She has what is it called? I always want to call it like the stackable box or something. I don't even know what I want to call it. But it's like the flat lay boxes and like lids and stuff that you can give dimension, because you can put something on top of one and then another one, and you get the shadows and you get dimension in a flat lay instead of just like everything just flat on the floor, flat on a table. So I would recommend giving dimension to your flat lays, really bringing in florals. Those are great. Talking ahead of time to the florist. I always try and get the vendor list well before the wedding so I can reach out to everyone and introduce myself. But also I can ask for like, hey, if you have like, please set aside just a couple stems and some greenery maybe for flat lays. And most of the time they're just like, oh yeah, absolutely, I can do that. I've had a few florists push back and they're like, well, these stems are such and such price per thing, so if you want them for the photos, I'm like, we're good. I'm fine if we're going to be like this. But yeah, I would say add dimension, add character that ties in with the venue, with the vibe of the day. And you can talk to your clients about this too. I think that's great to kind of like loop them in with like, I really want to take good detail photos and I don't want to just have like your rings laying next to each other on this piece of wood. Like that's it's a pretty photo. It can be a pretty photo, but it doesn't like tell a story. It doesn't like bring anything into their day. But like I'm thinking back to a wedding that I had last year where she and her mom like were going through old wedding like brides magazines. Like I think it was brides from like the 80s or 90s or something. So they had been going through those, kind of getting some different inspo because this bride also really loved the retro kind of retro like sleek retro look. But like she was going through some of those things that are not like super trendy right now because they were trendy 30, 40 years ago. She was going through those magazines with her mom through the planning process. So they brought those to the wedding. And then I took some photos with like some of her details with those magazines. And then of course, like them reading them. But like that kind of stuff, we talked about that. So then that happened. So I would talk to them, bring in some details. I think for the fine art look, you want it to be very light focused. Shadows are great. Like, because fine art does not have to be bright and airy. I know it kind of was synonymous with that for years, but like I've seen some really cool moody fine art, some really cool like silhouette fine art. So I would focus on negative space. We crop in too close a lot of times. A lot of fine art is negative space. A lot of fine art is good quality light, not just flat window light coming in from the side, but like do some experiments, try out some stuff, try to take a fine art photo of an Elsa Pez dispenser and just be like, what can I do to make this look fine art? And then that will help you on a wedding day when you have some earrings or you have a boutonniere that you're like, I don't want to just take a photo of this boutonniere laying on a table or the action shot of them pinning it on, but like, how do I make this fine art? You already have some practice. It's kind of like a spec shoot where you're doing something ahead of time to train your body and your creativity to do that fine art. But yeah, though that's my opinion. That's what I would say to do. Also, I feel like I should do that more. Yes, if you would like your question answered for the next Ask Away, that is going to be the last Friday of July, which is July 31st. It's the last day of the month. And yeah, we're going to be doing that live here July 31st at 11 a.m. Central, which is 9 Pacific, noon Eastern, and 5 p.m. in London. But yeah, also join the Patreon. You can watch this live for free. It's live, or it's free. The free tier you can access the live. The paid tiers, you get the replay, and then obviously this will be on the main feed a month later. But yeah, join. You can join for a free week and just check out all the things we've got. We've got a lot of different photo critiques. I've done a breakdown of pricing. I went through my pricing structure and how I deliver that in a pricing page and what you should include in a pricing page. That one people seem to really like, and a lot of other things over on Patreon. So join the Wit Friends over there. You also get ad-free episodes for all of the podcast, and just a lot more stuff. I'm working on a few different guides and courses, and that will be released early for Patreon subscribers. So I will see y'all next week. Until then, keep creating and keep making the world a better place. Bye, y'all.